Bandesh from Chess Gaja. Welcome to the third episode of Chess This Week. In the past week, the world of chess has seen quite a few tournaments concluding and quite a few tournaments commencing in the same week. However, we will be looking at two of the biggest tournaments that either concluded or commenced last week, and we'll do a quick review of the tournament so far. We'll also be looking at the points table of the tournaments uh, for the current points table of the tournaments which have commenced and are still ongoing, and the final points table of the tournaments that have completed. Let's dive straight into it. The first tournament, which I talked about in the last Chess This Week episode as well, was the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz tournament that was going on in St. Louis, America, right now. At that point of time, um, as I told you, I had talked about that in the last Chess This Week episode as well. However, that at that time the tournament was still ongoing and the players were still fighting for the first place. However, the player that ultimately did end up winning the tournament was the player who was leading last week as well, and that is Ali Reza Firuza. The Frenchman bagged the tournament with an excellent score of 26 out of 36. Um, he had an amazing run throughout. He was crushing everyone who came in his way. He had defeated Fabiano Caruana and Shakir Mahmoud, Levin Arani, and everyone in the last round that Alireza Firuza played. He also defeated the American Grandmaster Dominguez Perez Linares. So a brilliant run by him to clinch the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz tournament 2022. The person who claimed the second position is the highest rated and the reigning world champion in form of Blitz, Rapid and Blitz, that is American Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. He ended up second with a score of 21 out of 36. In the last match that he played, he defeated American Grandmaster in the last round that Nakamura played. He defeated American Grandmaster Jeffrey Young, with playing the white pieces. So a brilliant run by him as well. He was about to breach the 2900 rating for Blitz, but he did not because he had to win a few more games in order to break that barrier, the historic landmark barrier. He will get to it soon enough. He still is the reigning world champion uh, in that format of the game. So yes, and finally the third person, the person who ranked third was Fabiana Caruana, American Grandmaster, with a score of 19 out of 36. Fourth placed Maxim Vasilagrev also had the same score, but Caruana had better tie-breaking scores, so that's why he was ranked third. Caruana also won his last round of Blitz game against Shakir Mahmoud playing the white pieces. So yeah, those are the top three of the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz tournament. I'll just share the screen and I'll just show the entire points table for you guys' reference once more. So yes, this is the points table. Alireza Firuza with first in the first, Hikaru Nakamura in the second place, Fabiola Caruana, followed by Maxim Vasilagrev. Fifth is Ian Nepomniachtchi. Sixth is Shakir Mahmoud. Seventh, Levin Aranians. Eighth, Jeffrey Ziong. Ninth, Sam Shankland. And tenth, Daniel Dominguez Perez. So that is those are the final standings of the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz tournament, with Alireza Firuza having a brilliant run and clinching the tournament away from the obvious contestant whom you'd back for winning, Hikaru Nakamura. Moving on, let's talk about the tournament that started last week. It started on the inaugural ceremony was on 1st September and it started on 2nd, if I'm not wrong. The tournament that we're talking about is the Sinquefield Cup 2022. Uh, classic 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 time format with a round robin. Uh, 10 players, world's top 10, not world's top 10, but like 10 of the best world players fight it out on in the tournament. And it's interesting actually. In the round one, the round one was played between Magnus Carlsen, who's the reigning world champion in chess, and Ian Nepomniachtchi, who was supposed to play against Magnus Carlsen for the world championship title next year. However, Magnus Carlsen pulled out of the world championship, and now the world championship match will be played between Ian Nepomniachtchi and Dinglaren, that's a separate matter. Otherwise, this was the pair which was supposed to fight it out for the world championship, with Magnus Carlsen trying to defend his title and Ian Nepomniachtchi trying for the second time to clinch the title. However, this is the Sinquefield Cup, not the World Chess Championship. And yes, so the first match was played between Ian Nepomniachtchi and Magnus Carlsen, and interestingly enough, Magnus Carlsen won that game. So while the two of them might not be playing the World Chess Championship next year, we got a sneak peek into what what the match might have looked like, with Magnus Carlsen thumping his authority over Ian Nepomniachtchi. Um, but however, 3 rounds out of the 9 have finished so far, have concluded so far, and the rankings after after the 3 rounds are: in the first place is American Grandmaster Hans Niemann. In the second place is the American Grandmaster Wesley. So third placed third is the defending is the reigning world champion Magnus Carlsen. Fourth is the Fourth is the winner of the Candidates Tournament 2022, Ian Nepomniachtchi. Fifth is Alireza Firouzja. Um, Let me just share the screen and I'll show you the points table once more for the Sinquefield Cup. Yeah, right. This is the points table after round 3. The round 4 is yet to begin. It will begin tomorrow sometime. So as you can see, the first is Hans Niemann with a score of 2.5 out of 3. Pretty good score. Um, he drew his game in the first match. He drew his first game, won his second and third games. Uh, he the third game that he won was against Magnus Carlsen, so that's a big victory for Hans Niemann. Wesley So has a score of 2 out of 3. He drew his first game against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. He drew his second game against Maxim Vasilyev, and he won his third game against Fabiano Caruana. Caruana seems to be going through a rough patch. So does Levan Aronian. They both had a rough 44th Chess Olympiad as well. So that's something that that the two American grandmasters might be struggling with. They seem to have hit a slump. Third is Magnus Carlsen with 1.5 out of 3. He won the first match against Ian Nepomniachtchi, as I already told you. He drew his second game against Levan Aronian, and he lost his third game against Hans Niemann, which is what put Hans in the first position in the first place. Fourth is Ian Nepomniachtchi with 1.5 out of 3. Again, um, for losing to Magnus Carlsen in the first round, beating out Alireza Firouzja in the second round. Alireza Firouzja is on a hot streak, just winning the just recently having won the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. But again, this is classical format, so Alireza Firouzja might not carry the same form of Rapid and Blitz to Classic as well. So yes, Nepomniachtchi beat Alireza Firouzja in the second round and drew his last game against Leonard Dominguez Perez. So, and finally, on the fifth position is Alireza Firouzja with 1.5 again. He drew his first game against Fabiano Caruana. He lost his second game against Ian Nepomniachtchi, and he won his final game against Levan Aronian. So these are the top 5. I'll just go through the rest of the 5. I won't be looking at the games and what they have played so far. So on the sixth position is Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, the Frenchman. The seventh, eighth, and ninth position are all American grandmasters with Leonard Dominguez Perez on the seventh, Levan Aronian on the eighth, and Fabiano Caruana on the ninth rank. And finally, on the 10th place, we have Azerbaijan Grandmaster Shakhriyar Mamedyarov with just 1 point. I will look at his games because he has like 1 point and he's the last placed player in the tournament so far. Wesley So Shakhriyar Mamedyarov drew his first game against Wesley So he lost to Hans Niemann in the second game, and he drew the game with Maxim Vachier-Lagrave in the third round. So yes, this is the this is the position so far in the Sinquefield Cup 2022. 3 rounds have concluded so far, and these are the rankings after that. Let me also show you the pairings for round 4. Round 4 will be played on Monday, September 5, which is today, but since because of time difference, they will be played soon. They haven't started yet. They haven't commenced yet while I'm recording this video. So the pairings for round 4 are Magnus Carlsen versus Shakhriyar Mamedyarov on board 1, Levan Aronian versus Leonard Dominguez Perez on board 2, Hans Niemann versus Alireza Firouzja on board 3, Ian Nepomniachtchi versus Wesley So, and Fabiano Caruana versus Maxim Vasilagrev on board 5. These are the pairings. Do let us know if you have any favorites for the round or for the tournament in the comment section. So yeah, that's pretty much it for chess this week, episode 3. Obviously, there are lots and lots of more tournaments going on. The world chess is chess as a sport is expanding by the day, by the second, by the hour. So there are lots and lots of tournaments ongoing currently, but these are the two very prominent tournaments that I thought I must cover and that you guys must know about. So that is it for episode 3 of Chess this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's all from my side. Thank you.